Merry meet Cancer. Cancer sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. This is a 2-week reading for all you Cancers starting today, the 3rd of May, 2024. This is Ariel Gatoga, and we are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. Moderating today on YouTube are the lovely Jennifer and the lovely Vanessa, and moderating on Twitch is the lovely Dre. Today we are reading with this Tarot Grand Lux by Ciro Marchetti, and I've already purified with this Verbena by Monotheme. If you're watching us on a restream on YouTube and you don't like watching shuffling, just use the timestamps and you can get right to the reading. Otherwise, here we go with this shuffle. This should be about a 2-minute shuffle, I think. If you're watching us on YouTube, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. If you're watching on Twitch, please make sure you follow us on Twitch. You can watch on Twitch without ads when you subscribe to us there. This reading goes out to a lot of people, so if for some reason it doesn't seem like it's applying to you, Cancer, just disregard it. It's probably just not meant for you. In that case, check out the Zodiacal readings for your other signs, or remember that we have a daily reading for all signs every day except for Monday. You can find the most recent restreams of the tarot readings on the website, arielscorner.com. arielscorner.com. Just click on the free online tarot readings link in the main menu. We have a shop, and that's at arielscornershop.com. arielscornershop.com. That site has a lot of affiliate links, which means we make a small commission off of each and every sale. We are in the midst of redesigning the shop to a full retail experience, and at least a basic version of it should be available soon for pre-launch, so we'll let you know when that happens. If you'd like to give us a donation, you can do that by going to paypal.me/arielgatoga. paypal.me/arielgatoga. If you're on YouTube, you could also use a super sticker, super chat, or super thanks if you feel like it. We do appreciate your support. Cancer, we certainly appreciate you being here for this 2-week reading, and I'm going to do my best for you. Let me just give this one more shuffle. And then I'll give this deck a nice clean cut, and we'll see what's in the cards for all you gorgeous Cancers for the next couple weeks, starting the 3rd of May, 2024. We've got a Knight of Cups. We've got an 8 of Swords. And we've got a 10 of Swords. Okay, the 10 of Swords means you gotta, especially when it's in this future position, it's saying it's really important for you to change course. And where this 8 of Swords is a type of obsessive thinking, and it's leading you places you don't want to go, and it's leading you into manifestations you don't want to experience. And lucky for all of us is the future is not set in stone. There's nothing that is set in stone. Like if you were, I don't know, if I saw you walking down the hallway toward the bathroom and you were, walking at a medium pace, I could say, I predict that they're going to get to the bathroom in about 30 seconds. But that's only if you don't stop. But what happens if you drop something and you say, then it's going to be later than 30 seconds. What happens if you say, I forgot. We have a bathroom in our suite. I'm going to turn around and go down to the suite instead. Go there. I don't like public restrooms. Well, then you've changed your future. What happens if you say, I don't have to go to the bathroom. I don't know what I was doing here. And you did something else. What happens if you kept walking past the bathroom and you went on to the other side of the hallway? You know what I mean? So the future is not set in stone. We can predict what's going to happen based on what it seems like is happening, and it seems like you're headed for something that you don't want based on some thinking that you have going on right now, some stuff that you can't shake, that it seems like you can't shake, but you can. You can shake that thinking, and it's very important for you to get out of obsessive thinking and get into intuitive thinking, which is what this Knight of Cups represents. Intuitive thinking comes straight from your soul. Obsessive thinking comes straight from the machine-like mind of the ego. And the ego likes to get you to obsess over things that either aren't important or that are destructive, because the ego mind in all of humanity is based on self-destruction. So we have self-destructive tendencies. And those self-destructive tendencies only can succeed if we're unaware of them and we allow them to continue. So shutting down obsessive thinking as it happens. Sometimes you don't even recognize, at least I do, I don't even recognize when I'm thinking obsessively. I have to just be kind of jolted into awareness. So what sometimes happens is, if I get this Eight of Swords in a reading for myself, is I just make sure to check in regularly. What am I thinking about? What's going on in there? How do I feel? And if I notice that I'm going churn about something, I use a technique. My technique is called the off switch. I have a video that explains the off switch. You can just go to YouTube and search Gatoga off switch, and you can learn how to use that in about a minute or so. It's very simple. And just use it. You can use it. It only takes them a second to use this technique. And you use it again and again and again and again to shut it down so that you don't go into those places. You don't want to go to those places. You don't want to go to the places that the ego has you going to. And you don't need to. There's no it's not necessary. And it's not inevitable. It can be changed like that. Five of Wands, that's not a bad card. Two of Cups, meh. Judgment is great. Judgment is great. So, I think what happens is you get really impatient with yourself. Sometimes, Cancer, you think you're not, somehow you have this idea that you're not good enough. And then maybe you don't want to notice that you have that idea that you're not good enough. And so then you either try to suppress it or hide from it or do something else that's not healthy. And what you want to do is look that idea square in the face, if that's the case, or whatever the negative thought that you have about yourself. Maybe it's not that I'm not good enough. Maybe it's that I should be farther along, or something like that. But whatever that negative thought about yourself is, what the ego likes to do with it is just to say, oh no, you're not bad. They are. And then he just projects it out there so that you really don't know what's going on. So don't let that happen either. What you want to do is look that belief straight in the face and say, how can that be that I'm not good enough? How is that even possible? God doesn't make junk. It's not even possible. It doesn't make logical sense that I'm not good enough. Of course I'm good enough. Of course I'm good enough. Nothing that the infinite creates is anything but perfect in its own way. So I'm the perfect version of me, and I'm going to allow that perfect version of me to shine forth. I'm not going to obsess myself into suppressing that perfect version of me. And I think for some of you got a little bit angry recently, got at least rather irritable, and it was a good thing, because it was kind of trying to shake you up and just say, no, you're not, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you, Cancer. You're perfect just the way you are. Stop thinking like that. Well, keep going in that line. Don't obsess over things that are not true. Keep reminding yourself that you're perfect the way you were created. I know that sounds egotistical, but it's not. Because it would only be egotistical if you said, I created myself perfectly. I'm perfect because that's how I created myself. You didn't create yourself. Just like you didn't create the sun. You didn't create leaves. You didn't create beaches or oceans. You didn't create sand. So you're not taking personal credit for it. You're just acknowledging the fact that you're perfect the way you were created. Isn't that great? I'm so glad I'm perfect. And you are. We don't always express ourselves perfectly. A lot of times, our personalities are far from perfect. Our bodies are far from perfect. But you as a soul, you are perfect. That's just the way it is. And see, this Judgment card is telling you that the universe wants you to know that. This is God's judgment of you. And I'm just using the word God because it's a universal symbol. Please translate into something that means your creator to you, okay? But God does judge you. There is a judgment. God judges you and gives God's opinion of you. And God's opinion of you, Cancer, is that you're fabulous. nothing needs to be changed about you. God doesn't look at you and go, we got a lot of work to do, Cancer. That's not the way it works. God looks at you and just says, oh, you're just beautiful. I'm so pleased with you. And when you recognize that and you receive that, everything that's not that just falls away from you because you realize it wasn't real. It was just some construct that you picked up from the world. You realize that none of that stuff that is anything other than God's opinion of you is real. This idea that you're perfect is not something far-fetched. It's not something off in the distance. It's not something that one day you can, work to achieve. It's true right now. And it always has been. And there's nothing you can do to change it. And you can't destroy your perfection. So you may as well just enjoy it. That's the message of this card. Now you can receive your blessings. You can receive your blessings. You can open yourself up to receive your blessings, because this obsessive card is closing off to your blessings. It's trying to figure things out for yourself. It's trying to scheme and manipulate your way into having a better something. And you can't do that. And that's just your ego hypnotizing you. Don't let that happen. Shut down the obsessive thinking and just remind yourself frequently, I am exactly the way I was created, and that's perfect. And now I am willing for all the expressions of my personality to reflect that perfection rather than reflect those lies that I've been told about myself, or those lies that I've been telling myself. I'm not good enough, and I have so far to go. Nothing ever works for me. This is whatever your thing is. We all have them. Okay? So you don't need to be imprisoned by your ego's thinking and then allow your ego to co-opt your creative ability, because you can create reality, and you do create reality. You don't want to create the reality of your ego. You want to allow yourself to live in a world that was already created for you. And that is by the infinite. And the infinite just thinks you are the bee's knees. And if you can just remind yourself of that and remember that for yourself, it blows all this other stuff away, out of the water. So shut down that obsessive thinking over and over again. Do not give it any airtime. And that way this whole prison starts to dissolve, starts to go away. And instead, what's revealed is the truth as it's always been, and that's you're fabulous. And that's how the infinite thinks of you, always has thought of you, always will think of you, and the infinite doesn't want anything other than happiness for you and joy. And you don't have to work hard. You don't have to change. You're far enough along right now to be worthy of that. There's nothing you can do to deserve that love, because it's already there. You don't have to do anything to deserve it. It's already there. You can't do anything to convince the infinite to love you, because it's already a given. That's why your heart is beating, right? So accept that that's true for yourself, so that your ego doesn't continue to create circumstances to try to prove to you that that's not true. Recognize that that's a trick. And you're not going to fall for the tricks of your own mind anymore. You're going to listen intuitively rather than obsessively, and know that irritability that you were experiencing recently, that's like, there's got to be something better than this, is right. So allow yourself, if you need to get angry, let yourself get angry if that's a catalyst for you to break out of this whole idea that you're not good enough, because you are good. You're not even good enough. You are good. You are supremely good. You're perfect, just the way you were created. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Thank you to the moderators, Jennifer, Vanessa, and Dre. We'll see you in 2 weeks, Cancer. Blessed be.